So good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Fall 2022 College Essentials Q&A webinar. My name is Samantha, and I am on the events team here at the college, and I'll be hosting this webinar today. We are so excited to help you all here this morning and to welcome you to the Algonquin College community. So before we get started, I'm just going to go over a few housekeeping items. This webinar is being recorded and will be available to watch on the AC Hub on-demand webpage in the coming days. We'll share a link to that webpage for your reference in the chat. This webinar is equipped with closed captioning if you need it. To turn on closed captioning, please select the CC icon along the bottom of your Zoom toolbar. We encourage you to engage with your college community throughout this event today by posting in the chat, but please refrain from sharing any personal information such as your home address or student number, and please act respectfully to everyone when engaging in the chat. We also encourage you to ask lots of questions. So if you have a question, please post it into the Q&A tab, which can be found along the bottom of your Zoom toolbar, and our college experts will answer it through there. We do ask that you please refrain from asking questions that are very specific to your distinct circumstances and/or that include personal details such as your student number. Okay, everyone, so let's quickly take a look at our agenda before I hand the floor over to our college experts. So as you can see, we're going to move through things quite quickly, and we'll leave a good amount of time at the end for questions. But please remember to post all of your questions into the Q&A tab, and our college experts will answer them through there. And if you haven't already done so, please don't forget to register for AC Day 1, which is coming up on Tuesday, September 6th. We have a ton of fun activities planned for you that day, including a full carnival with a Ferris wheel and other rides that you definitely won't want to miss. Also, don't forget to visit algonquincollege.com/orientation to complete your online prep before the first day of the semester. Okay, everyone, so we're going to get started now, and I'm going to start by handing the floor over to our first college expert, Hunter from Student Support Services. Take it away, Hunter.
Thank you so much, Samantha, and thank you everybody for joining us here today. Just as mentioned, I'm Hunter Morrison with Student Support Services, so I'm just going to be covering off on a couple of different departments that fall under our umbrella. Next slide. So Student Support Services, just as I mentioned, it is a very large department that encompasses a variety of different departments within the Student Support Services. So some of those include the AC Hub, Aspire AC, the Center for Accessible Learning, Counseling Services, Health Services, the Test Center, the Memo Dosman Center, the Library, Umbrella Project, and the Welcome Center. Next slide. So the Center for Accessible Learning, also known as CAL, provides academic accommodations and educational support services for students with documented disabilities applying or attending Algonquin College. So this applies to students that are prospective students, also known as students who are looking to come to college, and students that are currently studying with us. So somebody can access CAL services and get things set up before they actually start, or they can access CAL services later on in their semester if they choose to use it at that time. So the services are confidential, they're free, and they are voluntary. So what you can expect from the CAL department would be apprenticeship support, assistive technology at the CAL lab, so they do have their own specific lab, learning strategy support for students who are on the autism spectrum, transcription and alternative to print services, test services, there is a CAL test room, online placement as well, and transition planning, dual credit, SLICE, making the cut as well. Next slide. So counseling services. Counseling services offer caring, confidential, and professional help at no cost. Appointments are very easy to book, and they are available daily. So in order to book one of these services, somebody would just get in contact with the Welcome Center, either by phone, email, or they can come in person. So there are three different streams with the counseling services. So there is career counseling, mental health counseling, as well as academic counseling. So some of the services include personal and academic stress counseling, relationships, symptoms of depression and anxiety, grief and trauma, thoughts of suicide, sexuality and gender concerns, cultural transition or adjustments, study skill support, and of course, transition and change. Next slide. So the Mehmet Center is open to both Indigenous and non-Indigenous students that are interested in learning a little bit more about Indigenous culture. So Mehmet is Algonquin Ojibwe for meeting place or walking together. The center strives to build a community that embodies this sentiment. It's a wonderful center. It has some fantastic staff. It is a great community. And if you have the opportunity to go and check it out, I would highly encourage you to do so. Next slide. So Aspire AC, college is possible. Aspire AC can help you arrive here and thrive here. So we do provide transition to college support. So helping somebody with their transition to post-secondary, specifically with Algonquin College, and support students who are currently studying with us as well. So we do also have mentorship services to help people along their journey as they study with the college. So Aspire AC aims to help all learners reach their potential for post-secondary success. And there are 3 key areas when it comes to pursuing college education. The access portion, really that's on the back end. So what we typically do is reach out to a variety of different partners in the community in order to connect with a variety of different demographics of people who would be interested in coming to college. There's the transition support, as I mentioned, so helping people get to college. And then, of course, retention, keeping people in college so that they can achieve the success that they signed up for. So some of the services include student mentors, sponsored peer tutoring, job coaching, skills and strengths assessments, Ontario First Generation Bursary, student navigators, career clarity, and of course, college transition events. Next slide. Perfect. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me today. If you would like a little bit more information on student support services, feel free to visit us at our website at algonquincollege.com.sss.
Thank you so much for that, Hunter. We're now going to hear from Alicia from the Registrar's Office.
Hello, everyone. So just a bit of a preliminary comment before I start. I am a former employee of the Registrar's Office, and I worked there for a few years. So I'm going to be going over the points here, but I'm not a current employee. So if you have any questions that I'm unable to answer, we'll make sure to provide you with the contact for those questions. So first, as a student at Algonquin College, a really big tool for you is ACCESS. That stands for the Algonquin College Student Information System. This is a resource that's available to you to go into to check your account balance, to defer your fees, to see your schedule, et cetera, which we will go through shortly. So deferring your fees is an ACCESS. So you would go to acsis.algonquincollege.com. And on the left-hand side, under the fees and payments header, you're going to see defer your fees. That one is where you go in, and if you're getting OSAP, or if you can't pay the rest of your fees until the end of the month of September, you would go in and complete that process there. You can also view your timetable in ACCESS. So again, at acsis.algonquincollege.com, you just log in. Your student number is going to be your user ID. So the number that starts with 040 or 041. And if you haven't logged into ACCESS before, your password is going to be your date of birth. You'll see the format there for you to log in with. Under the courses header, you're going to see the view timetable option. When you click that, make sure that you move over in the calendar so that you're on the correct week. Because if you open it right now, it's going to be blank and you're going to panic thinking you're not registered in any courses. But that's not the case. You're just looking at this current week. So you need to move over until the week of September the 5th. In ACCESS, you can also change your timetable. So you can remove, you can add courses, whatever it is that you need to do with your timetable, you should be able to do in ACCESS. If you have any issues with that, it's because you usually need to visit the registrar's office, since it might be a core course to be moving on to the next level. You can also find all of your receipts for your payments here. So once you log into the ACCESS website, under the fees and payments tab, you're going to see print payment receipts. From there, you can do a drop down of each term that you're looking for your payment receipts for. And then you can print it out if you need that for maybe your RESP or just for your records to have those receipts. They're all there for you. You can also print letters or your proof of graduation. These letters often, as I mentioned, the RESP before, that's something that your parents would have been putting money into. And obviously not everybody has it, but if they have, you usually need a letter to release the funds to prove that you are in college. So in that account tab in print letters, you're going to find all the options that show that you're a registered student. You can find a letter that has registered and how much you owe. And then later on, you can also get a letter that's saying that you're eligible to graduate. One thing that's really important in Access is to update your contact information. So again, in your Access account under account, you're going to select profile. And if you need to make changes to your home address or your local address, you just hit the edit my profile option. This is really important because any communications that go out to you, including at the end of your studies, potentially your diploma or other credential, will be mailed to this address. So you need to make sure that it's up to date at all times. If you attended another school post-secondary level before Algonquin College, you're eligible to possibly get a transfer of credits. So this is also known as exemptions. And it means if you're in your course at Algonquin and you think, hey, you know, I've done this before when I was at this college or a different university, you can go in and apply for a transfer of credit or exemption. So this would be specifically for external. So that means if you attended another college or university that has those courses, you would go in and complete the process under the courses tab. I will mention there's another option for internal. So if you've taken another program at Algonquin College, a popular one that people have taken before is Communications 1. You can also go in there and just make sure you're selecting the internal exemptions option. So if you get to Access and you try and log in and it's asking you for a password, but you can't remember it, there is the option here to click forgot your password. So here you just answer some security questions and then it'll reset your password back to your date of birth, and then you can set your own unique password again after that. So here is just a link for the registrar's office. It's something that you can keep in your back pocket if you ever need any assistance, and also to share with other people if required. And again, if you missed the Access link, there's one there. There's also the academic calendar, which is important to know when exam week might be, when your midterm break might be, et cetera, et cetera. And if you're looking for a contact in the registrar's office, there's a link for the contact page there as well.
Thank you so much for that, Alicia. We're now going to hand over the floor to Megan from Campus Services.
Thanks, Sam. Hi, everyone. I'm Megan. I'm going to be chatting a little bit about Campus Services today. Next slide, please. So this is an overview of our services. So we like to remember it by the little phrase at the bottom: eat, shop, print, park, live. So Campus Services includes food and conference services, retail, which includes the campus store, which is the background of my screen, which includes all of the AC apparel and all of your course materials, print services, parking, lockers, and card services, and residence as well. Next slide, please. So we'll start with card services. There is often a lot of questions about this, so hopefully I can address some of them for you today. So there are two cards: your AC card, which is your student identification, and then students who are eligible at the Ottawa campus may also have a UPass, which is the Universal Transit Pass between Ottawa and Gatineau. So the UPass allows you access to all OC Transpo buses, LRT trains, and the STO buses in Gatineau. So we ask everyone to start the process by uploading a photo online. If you visit our website, which is at the bottom there, algonquincollege.com/AC-card, there you'll see a video about how to upload your photo and everything you need to know, and then a link to the portal to upload your photo. So to log into the photo portal to upload your photo, you'll need your network account information, which is found on your Access account. So the login for the photo portal is typically the last few letters of your name and then whatever numbers are in your username. So for example, John Smith might be SMIT1234, and then whatever your assigned password is from Axis. So when you're logging in the photo portal, you don't need the Algonquin Live part of your email, just the actual username itself. And then once your cards are ready, you'll receive an email with information about how to pick them up. We ask everyone to book a pickup appointment. If you're living in residence, please select residence when you're finishing the photo submission so that your cards will be ready when you move in. And I think that's about it. But if you have any questions, there are a lot of frequently asked questions on our website as well. So please check those out or send us an email if you have any questions. Next slide, please. Eating on campus. So Food Services offers a variety of locations across campus, and we're really excited to be opening new locations or reopening, sorry, some of our locations throughout the fall term. So you can find our menus online. We offer hot, fresh prepared food as well as grab and go items every day. And we also offer meal plans for savings, both for students in residence and those who are not in residence. It's called a campus plan. So you can find information about meal plans on our website, and all of our locations and hours will be updated in the next couple weeks before the start of term on our website. Next slide, please. So the campus store, as I mentioned, is your one-stop shop for all of the AC apparel, t-shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, notebooks. We have all of that fun stuff. And we also carry all of the course materials. So for students at the Ottawa, Perth, and Pembroke campuses, we ask you to log into Booklist. So Booklist is a software within the campus store website that is a customized list for you with all of your course materials based on what you're studying. So it'll say English 101, for example, and then it'll say your material is available in print or digital, and you can choose whichever you'd like where available. There may not be that option for every book, but if there are multiple options available, it will say that in Booklist. So your login for Booklist, again, is your network account information found on Axis, that username and password. And then if you're an AC Online student, we ask you to use the search by course function on the campus store website. So that just means that you'll look at your timetable, take that course code and input it into the campus store website, and it will show you what books you need. So for example, English 101, and then it'll tell you what books you required, and then you can order from there. There are a few ways to order. So you can either shop online and have them shipped to you. We ship worldwide. Or you can do click and collect, which means that you order online and come in store to pick them up, or curbside pickup, or you can shop in store with staff assistance. So there's a variety of options. If you're having trouble with Booklist, or if you have questions about your books, you can always reach out to the campus store at algonquincollege.com, and we're happy to help with your order. Next slide, please. So, excuse me, our team also oversees all of the printing on campus. So as of next Monday, the print balances will be live for the fall, meaning that if you have your student card already, you can start printing after August 29th. The print balance is $10 for 108.5 by 11 pages, but it works out to be about a $10 balance. We use a software called Mobility Print. So there's directions on our website for how to download and install Mobility Print, either on your laptop or your phone. And this allows you to print directly from your device. So once you've installed it, you just select Mobility Print as the print location. And then once you're ready to go get your print, you need your student card. Tap the card to release the print, and then it will release for you. So we do have all of the instructions about that on our website. I would recommend checking those out. And you can always send us an email if you have questions as well. We do also have a professional print shop on campus located within the campus store. And that's really great for other projects that you can't necessarily do from a regular printer. So for example, if you're a graphic design and you made your own stickers, we can do that in-house. If you have a final project and you want it beautifully bound and laminated for your professors, we can do that too. And so there is a separate website for the print shop, which is just listed there, algonquincollege.com/print shop. Next slide, please. Parking. So parking for the academic year is now on sale, so you can purchase your parking permits online. There are a variety of options depending on how frequently you're on campus. On our website, we have a parking options selector, and we encourage you to take a look there to see what option might be the best for you. We do also have daily rates and monthly rates. And our parking is permitless, meaning that there's no physical permit. It's just that your license plate is registered. So once you've done it online, you're good to go that day. If there's anyone here coming to residence, if you're interested in a parking permit for lot 11 in residence, please email parking@algonquincollege.com. Those permits for new students are not available online, and you'll have to send an email. Thank you, Mara. If you're in the chat, Mara is adding a bunch of links as I'm speaking, so that's very helpful. Thank you, Mara. And if you have any questions, again, we have a lot of frequently asked questions on our website, or you can always reach out. Next slide, please. Locker rentals. If you're coming to campus and you have equipment every day that you don't want to carry around, or just in the winter when you have your winter jacket and your boots, or a lot of textbooks, a locker is a great place to safely and securely store your belongings, of course, with a lock. So you can rent them through Access. So it's all done online, and it will use your timetable either to automatically select a locker that's close to where your classes are, or you can select, it's up to you, and they're rented by term. And you can find more information on our website. Next slide, please. So that's all I have today. So our general website is algonquincollege.com/campus services. You'll find links to all of our services there. I would also encourage, if you still have questions, we will be doing an Instagram Live on Monday, August 29th, as part of the Inside Scoop series, which is also part of orientation. And our Instagram is just @AC Campus Services. So you can find us there on Monday, August 29th at 1 p.m. And we'll be answering a lot of common questions over there as well, or you can always send us an email at campusservices@algonquincollege.com. And thank you for listening today, and welcome to the college. Thank you.
That was great. Thank you so much, Megan. Okay, everyone. So we're now going to hand the floor over to Liz from the Students Association.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning. As Sam said, my name is Liz, and I'm here on behalf of the Algonquin Students Association. Today, I'm just going to fill you in on all the services that we have to offer. Next slide. So our mission is to create an environment that inspires a passion for student success. We're here for you guys and to help you with anything that you might need. Next slide. Here at the SA, we have an elected board of directors made up of full-time students that serve as your voice to the college administration. The board of directors regularly connect with students on campus to learn all about your wants and needs during your time at Algonquin College. Next slide. On this page, you'll find your board of directors for 2022-2023. The board is made up of 4 directors: Bhavya, Pooja, Marwa, and Gwyn, as well as President Bolu and Vice President Daniel. Next slide. The Students Association puts on a number of events throughout the year, from large-scale concerts and carnivals to smaller trivia nights. So keep an eye out on our social pages to stay up to date on all the exciting events that we have planned for the upcoming months. Next slide. The Jack Doyle Athletics and Recreation Center is our brand new building on the Ottawa campus that opened in September 2021. This brand new 125,000 square foot facility has rec and varsity gyms, circuit and free weight training area, group fitness classes, accessible machinery, a climbing and bouldering wall, a discovery track, a brand new restaurant with a games room that includes pool tables, a golf simulator, as well as 10-pin bowling. Students who are fee-paying members of the SA have full access to all ARC facilities for free. It is included as part of your student fees and is subject to the completion and submission of the waiver. You only need to complete this waiver one time. Also at Algonquin, we have varsity sports such as men and women's basketball, soccer, volleyball, and rugby. If you're interested in playing for one of these teams, please find the coach's information on our website and reach out directly. We also offer intramural sports, which are non-competitive sports that you can play against other students. Sports like ball hockey, indoor soccer, basketball, volleyball, and badminton. Next slide, please. We have a great food and drink service on Ottawa campus. The Wolf's Den is our restaurant located inside the Arc. Aside from fresh house-made menu items, the Wolf's Den also features a games room. So don't forget to sign your waiver to use any of the Arc amenities, including the games room. This is where you can reserve pool tables, the golf simulator, and the bowling lanes. We also own and operate a Starbucks on campus located in the student commons if you're looking for an energy boost before or after class. The observatory will be opening this September, and it is an excellent place for you to join your classmates for lunch between classes or attend a student event like pub trivia. And all of these Students Association food locations accept the student meal plan. Next slide. So a great way to get involved on campus is becoming a class representative. Class reps are students from each program that bring academic concerns forward to our board of directors. You can also elevate your student experience with clubs and communities, a place where all students are welcome. Clubs and communities has something for everyone, so you can find your passion or you can bring one to life right here on campus. So just stop by the club space anytime. You can hang out with friends, make new ones, play games, and more. Next slide, please. We offer a number of different services on campus. The food cupboard is a discreet and confidential support service that provides students who are experiencing financial difficulty with food and other basic necessities. We also offer online housing ads for any students looking for a place to live off campus. We also oversee the health and dental plan for all full-time domestic students. This plan covers dental care, prescription care, vision care, and more. The plan details can be found online at wespeakstudent.com. Funding can be provided for students looking to host graduation parties or to bring in guest speakers. In addition to this, we also have a number of different meeting and silent study rooms on campus that you can reserve. Next slide. So the Algonquin Commons Theatre is our 800-person theatre located on the Ottawa campus. The theatre hosts a number of different types of shows, from musicals, comedians, concerts, and even dance shows. Some past acts include Nelly, Machine Gun Kelly, Simple Plan, and more. Next slide. The Pembroke campus has a fitness zone and a 2-story rock climbing wall and a gymnasium offering the same intramural sports as Ottawa. The Landing is our licensed lounge on campus that is also used as an event space. Next slide. The Perth campus has a fitness center with similar services offered on the Ottawa campus. Next slide. We are hiring. If you are a student looking for a part-time job, you could be working right here on campus. We are looking for students to work in our marketing and communications department, hospitality, and more. We also offer flexible work hours around your class schedule. Next slide. Make sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter so you can get the fastest information about Algonquin SA events, the updates, job opportunities, and more. Next slide, please. If you are a Perth or Pembroke student, also make sure to follow your campus-specific social media accounts so you can stay up to date with your local campus. And that's it. Thanks so much for your time and best of luck this school year.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Liz. Okay, folks, just a quick reminder before we move on to the next college expert. If you have any questions, to please post them into the Q&A tab, which can be found along the bottom of your Zoom toolbar. Okay, so let's move on to the next college expert. We are now going to hear from Melissa from Academic Success.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you and welcome everyone to Algonquin College and to the College Essentials webinar. So I'm going to be giving a brief presentation on academic success. So really, this is focused on the people within your program area that are going to be able to help you out. And then my colleague Shannon, who is a student integration officer, will be chatting briefly about a new resource we have available called the AC Cafe. So I'll just get you to go over to the next slide, please. Okay, so your student success team is comprised of a few different people. We have your academic advisor, your program coordinator, your student success specialist, of course, your professors in your classes, and then your student integration officer, who is really here to help you in any sort of phases of transition that you might be going through, whether it's going into a new program or figuring out what it is that you want to do after college. So if I can get the next slide. This presentation today is really going to focus on these three people. I'm going to give a brief overview of what to expect from these three people in your academic area. So I'll get the next slide. We're going to start with your academic advisor. So every program has an academic advisor, and they can help provide you with personalized help with setting and achieving your academic goals. They can connect you with resources. They can provide support if you fall off track with your program progress. And if you have questions about a career in your field, your academic advisor is a really great go-to resource. They're often faculty that are teaching in your program, so they have a really good idea and a good sense of what's happening in that career field. Next slide. Next, we have your student success specialist. So again, every program has a student success specialist. And if you're not sure where to start, reach out to them. They can help direct you to resources that are and support that's very specific to your needs. We like to describe them as a compass, so really helping to direct and help you navigate to all of the resources available to you at the college. If your program isn't a right fit, and you're a couple of months into the program and you're realizing, oh, maybe there's another program at Algonquin I might be interested in, you can meet with your student success specialist to start the program withdrawal process. And that's a program withdrawal, not a course. And next slide, please. And lastly, you got your program coordinator. So they can answer specific questions about your program. You're going to meet them at your program orientation, most of which are taking place on September 6th. If you need to drop a course, your program coordinator can help you develop a plan to take that course again, especially if it is required in your program. They can help and give you guidance on understanding your program progression. So when you need to take a course before you're able to take another course, which is what prerequisites are called. All right, and next slide. All right, so you can find your student success team at our website, algonquincollege.com/academic success. And if you go hover over the student success team bar, you'll be able to find our academic circle of care of our student success specialists, program coordinators. You can find the contact information for them there. And next slide, please. So program orientation, quickly about that. So all classes are suspended at the Ottawa campus on September 6th. So program orientation in AC Day 1, specifically that program orientation is where you're going to meet your student success team, your professors, your classmates. It's where you can get all of your questions answered about your program. And this is an opportunity to get your specific program related questions answered. So we've noticed a couple in there about culinary uniforms, about specific, how do you submit your clinical placement things. They can all answer those questions on program orientation. So most will take place at the Ottawa campus on September 6th. More details to come if they haven't already from your program coordinator. They are starting to send out emails to invite you to program orientation. All right, and lastly, I'm going to let Shannon take it over for a few seconds just to talk about our AC Cafe.
Thanks, Melissa. We just wanted to briefly introduce the AC Cafe. So our AC Cafe is a free self-directed course in Brightspace. The AC Cafe can really help answer some of your questions and help you get involved before your program starts. While we call it a course, the AC Cafe is not graded and does not count towards your credits of your program, but it is filled with lots of really good information and can help you prepare for the start of term. We'll share the link in the chat, so feel free to self-enroll and read through all the modules that are relevant to you. Next slide. And thank you so much, and we wish you the very best of luck this fall.
Okay, thank you so much, Melissa and Shannon. So we are now going to hand it over to Stephen from Experiential Learning and Innovation.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Sam. My name is Stephen Gagne, and I'm with the Office of Experiential Learning and Innovation, which is a name for a number of programs all put together. Applied research, innovation and entrepreneurship, co-op, and employment services. And I'm going to go through those with you today. Next slide, please. I'm going to start with applied research, innovation, and entrepreneurship. This is one of the many ways that you can enrich your education here at the college by getting involved in often paid, sometimes unpaid, but often paid experiences working with real client projects. So the goal of this office, or these offices, as there's two of them now, is to take students who have a lot of skills that they're learning in their programs and connect them with real world businesses or government agencies to turn those skills into what hopefully becomes lifelong careers. And we do that through a number of ways. We have what are called research assistant positions. So within applied research, there are a number of centers that focus on areas of research. Currently, we have research centers in human-centered design, in what we call service learning and design excellence, or SLIDE. We have a project in victimology, and we also have smaller standing projects that pop up from time to time that may be relevant to what it is that you're doing. All of these positions, every one of these ones that we're talking about under research assistant positions, these are all paid. We also provide, for people who are thinking of potentially starting their own businesses, mentorship services. So if you don't want to work for someone else, you want to go things your own way, you do have the ability to sign up for mentorship and work with somebody to help you build your business. We own within that office a makerspace, and the makerspace is full of technology, ranging anywhere from 3D printers to laser cutters to VR to sound equipment. So if you're interested in taking what I like to call crazy ideas and turning them into awesome things, the makerspace is probably the place to do that. Within a lot of programs within this college, not all of them, but a lot of them, there are what are called in-class research projects, where as part of your curriculum, you will work with a real client or develop a long-standing project across a whole semester or more, and that really showcases your skills and it gives you a chance to show exactly what it is you can do. At the end of every term, we run something called the Reaction Showcase, which is a big event that gathers a lot of the college together and gives students a chance to show off all the work they've done. I like to call Reaction the biggest reverse job fair in this city. Employers, government agencies, talent scouts often come to these events to see the work that students have done. And a lot of people, myself included, have actually gotten their full-time jobs as a result of participating in Reaction. If you're not looking to do something big, if you only have a small amount of time or a small amount of curiosity, that's fine. We run workshops throughout the year on a variety of topics. These will range anywhere from design to coding to creativity to business to 3D printing, a whole bunch of topics in a 1-hour chunk offered throughout the semester. And finally, a lot of the software that's used in industry, whether it's 3D design software or video editing software, can get very expensive. So within the makerspace and within our spaces, we do have access to a lot of this that we can allow you to use without having to pay the exorbitant fees. Next slide, please. Co-op. A lot of programs here at the college have a co-op option. And if you are enrolled in a co-op option, this is a phenomenal experience that I highly encourage you to take advantage of. Within co-op, you will get a number of things. The first one you're going to get is academic credit. Co-op is a course, you will get credit for doing the work. Now, you also get paid. All co-op programs at Algonquin College must be paid. And typically that pay range is going to be anywhere from minimum to 18, but if you're really lucky, you may be able to find more than that. It will be a full-time job for an entire semester for which you will be paid. It is also going to be tied to your program of study. So if you're looking for work in your field, co-op is a great way to get into that. A huge chunk of people, I'd say 90% or more of people who do a co-op stream do end up finding work either with that employer or with an employer that is very similar, because this does show up on your resume as paid experience. Much like participating in Reaction, I was a co-op student. I'm in this position. I've carried over into the same position. I do highly, highly recommend that if co-op is an option in your program, definitely go that route. Also on the co-op front, if you don't want to work for somebody, if you want to build your own business, there is a new stream called Entrepreneurship Co-op, or e-co-op, where you can spend an entire semester working with mentors, building or exploring a business idea. E-co-op or Entrepreneurship Co-op is available to anybody in any co-op program at the college. Next slide, please. There was a question in the chat earlier about how you can find work here at the college. Well, Employment Support Center is one of the many places, or probably the biggest place, to help you find work here. As well as a platform called Hire AC, which there is a link for here, and I'll also put one in the chat when I'm done talking. We offer a number of services to help make you job ready, whether that is reviewing your resume or cover letter. If you are terrified, like a lot of people are, of interviews, we can help walk you through mock interviews, a practice session, to really get you comfortable interviewing and bring out the best you could possibly be as a candidate. If you don't know how to find work, if you don't know where to look, we do offer a consultation for that as well. So job search, coaching, strategies, how to make yourself look as good as possible, and how to find the job you really want. As many of you know, the labor market has gone through a massive upheaval in the last couple of years. Things have changed, the way people apply for jobs has changed, and we can help you sort of navigate what's going on. Hopefully help point you in a direction that could be really helpful. Now, you will have access to Hire AC even as an alumna of the college. Now, once you've graduated, you will still have access to this, and our services will still be available in some scale even after you've gone on to graduate. Finally, LinkedIn has been a great tool lately to help people find work. We offer sessions on LinkedIn profiles. We offer sessions on how to create a LinkedIn, on taking that profile picture. We'll actually go through your profile with you step by step and sort of pull out some suggestions on that. And then, like everywhere else, the Employment Service Center also offers a lot of workshops. If you don't really know what you're looking for yet, sign up for one of these, come in, ask some questions. We'd be happy to guide you to help you find the career that carries you forward. Next slide, please.
Okay, thank you so much, Stephen. So we are now going to hand over the floor to Isha from ITS.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. And today in this session, I'm going to talk about how to log into Access, how to get your network account information, how to log into various applications available here at Algonquin College, some important links, workshops, and our contact details. Next slide, please. So how to log into Access? To log into Access, you have to go to acsis.algonquincollege.com. You have to enter your student number. If you are a new student, as soon as you will enter your student number, you will get a drop down to enter your date of birth. Once you will enter your date of birth, you can create a new password that is for Access and a security question. And for returning student, you just have to enter your student number and the password you created. If you don't remember your password, you can just click on forget your password, or else you can contact ITS and we'll help you to reset the password. Once you are inside Access, on the main page of Access, left-hand side top under account, you can click on network account info to get your network credentials. Next slide, please. Once you will get your network credential, that is your user ID, your initial password, or your Algonquin email, you can log into these applications which are available on this page. There are applications available on campus, and some applications are not available off campus until you will connect to VPN. So I saw a lot of questions where to find my online courses. All the courses are located on Brightspace, and you can log into Brightspace using your network account credential. Next slide, please. So on this slide, you will find important links like Microsoft Authenticator. And on Brightspace, I'll encourage you guys to go to Brightspace and just complete Brightspace Essential course, and you will get overview of Brightspace, how to log into Brightspace, where you will find your course content, quizzes, discussion, other things. And I also want to tell you guys that ITS is going to run a lot of workshops, and we are also doing in-person and virtual drop-in session. On September, the virtual drop-in session is from 9 to 3, as we are running workshop in different locations, different buildings, from morning 9 to evening 3. Next slide, please. MFA, what is MFA? Multi-factor authentication. So going forward with your network account user ID and password, you have to use a mobile code, which will be generated using your multi-factor authentication app, that is MS Authenticator. Right now, it's not applicable. If you don't want to install it, you can just skip the setup. Next slide, please. So when you first time try to log into your email or Brightspace, you will get this screen, more information required. As soon as you will click next, you will get another screen, keep your account safe. This is to configure multi-factor authentication. I'll encourage you guys to download this app and set up your MFA. If you don't want to do it at this moment, at the right-hand side, you can see a skip setup. You can just skip it and keep using your user ID and password. Next slide, please. So for any IT issues, you can contact ITS. We are doing in-person support. Appointments are not required, or you can send us an email or give us a call. Our number is 613-727-4723 and extension 5555. We are located in C building basement called Student Central. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Isha. So we are now going to hand it over to our last college expert, who is Sue from the International Education Center.
So thanks so much, Samantha, and welcome to all our international students that have joined us here today. I just want to welcome to Algonquin College. Just before I get started, I know that we have been seeing a lot of questions in regards to international students waiting for study permit approvals to start their studies for September. So if that's the case and you're still offshore, please keep the international admissions team up to date on the status of your IRCC application by logging into your application portal and just simply posting a message in the chatter feed if you're still waiting for an approval from IRCC. If you don't have access to your application portal because it's one of our offshore agents helping you, then just please have your agent keep us up to date. Our current expectation is that international students be here in Canada ready to go to start classes September 6th, September 7th. If IRCC happens to make an announcement and there is a change, you will receive an email with instructions on what to do if you are possibly able to defer or still start your studies. So please just keep checking your email because again, we don't have any jurisdiction over IRCC. So with the International Education Center, you can reach us by sending an email to iecsupport@algonquincollege.com. We also have our IEC website that has lots of great information for international students. And you can also follow us on social media through either Facebook or Instagram. Next slide, please. So the next couple of slides just sort of show some of the support services that we do offer for international students. So we have arrival services if you need someone to pick you up at the airport and help you get settled. We have startup website. We will guide you on the process of your study permits, work permits once you arrive here if potentially you need help with going through the process with IRCC, or maybe there was an issue when you were issued your documents at the port of entry. We have lots of great workshops, so you can check our events calendar and supports and services for international students. We are also hosting international orientations. So we have those either for students going into the academic programs or the English for Academic program, which is a bridging program. We have information sessions on IRCC. We can help you with your GuardMe insurance if you want to change your programs or withdraw from a program. Next slide, please. We also will help with peer tutoring support. So if when you start your semester, if you're struggling in some courses, we can provide you with some support through our peer tutoring. That's through the Student Learning Center. We also have a wonderful international peer mentorship program that partners you with our upper level international students. We have our own events and we partner with lots of services on campus to give information sessions to the international students. For new incoming students that are just arriving here in Canada, if you also need to get your social insurance number, we are running on-campus clinics, so just check our events calendar. And we also invite Canada Revenue Agency to do sessions and information sessions for international students. Next slide, please. So with the peer tutoring session or support that I mentioned, if you do find that you are struggling, we recommend that you reach out to our office sooner rather than later, because the semesters are very, very short. So if you are struggling in a course, please reach out and we can offer you free 10 hours of peer tutoring just to get you up and running. You can request that by sending an email to IEC support. And then we will send you a document that gives you instructions on how to access the free 10 hours. Next slide, please. So we also have an app called iSent, which I'm sure probably most of you are very familiar with. We do recommend that you download this app on your smartphone because this is a great resource tool for international students. We send out push notifications if we've got events or special things coming up. We send reminder notifications. There's lots of information in regards to your health insurance. And it's just a wonderful at your finger resource to find out what's happening with the International Education Center. Next slide, please. So again, I mentioned that we are running our own orientation sessions concurrently with the ones that they have mentioned, AC Day 1 live, sorry. So if you're an academic student going into an academic program, if you have not already done so, we need you to attend either one of the sessions, either August 30th or September 1st. They are same delivery. So if you can't attend on the 30th, so please register for one of those sessions because you're going to get lots of great detailed information on how to be successful in your studies here in Canada. If you are an English for academic purposes, there is an on-campus face-to-face orientation, which is August 30th, that you should be attending. Next slide, please. So as an international student, you are also covered by the GuardMe health insurance. So all international students are automatically registered into this health plan. Probably within the first week of your studies, you will receive an email from GuardMe in your AC Live email that will have your coverage card inside your email. So just click on that and you can print a copy and put it into your wallet just so you have that. We will be talking a little bit more in detail about the GuardMe insurance. Just one thing to mention that it is a health plan, not a dental plan. And if you'd like to purchase extra dental coverage, you can also do that at the beginning of the term through the Students Association. Next slide, please. So also within your Brightspace, you have the great resource that Melissa mentioned earlier, the AC Cafe. We also have a course in there in the resource section called Succeed in Canada. It is a mandatory course for international students, so you should be able to log into your Brightspace and start working on that course now, because it's got lots of great information in regards to working, what to expect, your life here in Canada, and it just helps you get on a great success to start in your studies. So next slide, please. So as I mentioned as well, we've got a great team here in our international office that also running some events and activities. So please follow us on social media. And if you haven't done so already, check out our events calendar because we've got lots of workshops running within the next 2 to 3 weeks, along with some great events to meet other international students here on campus once you arrive. Next slide. So that's the end of mine, and I'll just pass it along to Samantha and just want to wish all of our international students great success with their studies here at Algonquin.
Okay, thank you so much, Sue, and thank you to all of our college experts for sharing their knowledge with us today. So folks, what we're now going to do is we're going to answer some of your questions out loud that you've typed in the chat. So I'm going to go through a couple of them that I've seen here. So our first one, and Sue, this is for you. So Sue from the International Education Center. Okay, so the question is, if I feel that my English is not enough, is there any support?
So if you have been accepted directly accepted into an academic program, you would have had to have provided an IELTS score that shows that your English was at a high enough level to succeed in that program. But they do offer some English support through the Student Learning Center, and you might also be able to access some tutoring through the Language Institute. They might be able to match you up with some of the TESOL instructors if you need a little bit of language support. So if that's the case, please send us an email to IEC support and we can guide you in how we can assist.
Okay, that was awesome. Thank you, Sue. Okay, folks, so our next question here is for Ahmed from the registrar's office. And the question is, I want to pay my tuition, but I'm unable to pay it all at once. Would I be able to pay it in parts instead of doing a full payment?
Thank you, Samantha, and I wanted to apologize to everyone for my technical issue earlier today, and thank you, Alicia, for covering my slides. For outstanding balance, you are deferred until September the 26th if you are starting with us on September the 6th in your program. We don't really have a payment plan, but try your best to pay before the 26th of September. Worst case scenario, if you don't pay, the worst thing that would happen, it would be the $150 penalty fee, but you're not going to be kicked out of that semester. You're still going to do your homework, assignments, exams, etc.
Okay, thank you so much. And okay, everyone. So next I have a couple of questions for Megan from Campus Services. So our first question here is about books. So the question is, I was going through the information provided, which shows I need to buy the books or do it online. Can we borrow some books from the college or do we need to buy them all?
Yeah, so the thing is that, so we have the library, of course, at the college, but the library is not mandated to guarantee that they have every book for every program. And then there are also limitations in terms of copyright issues for photocopying a textbook, I believe. So you're welcome to look into it at the library, but I can't guarantee that they will have the specific resource that you need. Whereas the campus store, we have every book required for every program. And then the only other thing that I would say is that book lists sometimes will say if the book is recommended or required. So if it's recommended, you can always ask your either your program coordinator or your professors how much they're going to use it and what their thoughts are on the first week. But if it says required, then yes, please purchase your materials. I hope that answered the questions.
Okay, perfect, Meg. Thank you. I have one more question for you, Megan. So if I've sent in my photo for the UPass and the AC card, when should I expect an email to pick up? When should I expect an email to pick a time and day for pickup?
Yeah, for sure. So this may take a couple of days. There is a high volume of inquiries and emails right now because everyone's trying to do it at the same time. So I would guess a couple of days, maybe 3 days. And then if it's been more than a week and you haven't heard, you can always send an email. The card services email is photo ID, all together, all one, at algonquincollege.com. And they can always tell you the status of your photo and where things are at.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Meg. Okay, folks, so I think we have time for one more question here. So this question is for Melissa from Academic Success. Okay, so the question is, how do I go about reaching out to my professors?
Okay, so if we're talking reaching out to professors before the start of class, that's not always, unless you can get into the Brightspace course, and chances are they don't open them up until the first day of classes. But if you do have questions about your program in general or about some of your classes leading up to AC Day 1 or your first day of classes, it's easier to reach out to your program coordinator, just because they have, your questions at this point will likely be, if they are specific to your courses, you'll probably still want to be talking to your program coordinator. So I'm going to pop the link in the chat in just a moment here about how to reach your program coordinator.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Melissa.
No problem.
Okay, everyone, so it's about 10 o'clock now here, so I think we're going to wrap things up, but I just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, all of our college experts for joining us, and all of you folks for joining us. We are so happy and excited to welcome you to the AC community. So folks, this webinar was being recorded, so if you would like to watch the recording of this webinar, it will be available to watch on the AC Hub on-demand webpage in the coming days. And again, we'll share a link in the chat to that now for your reference. If you haven't already done so, please register for AC Day 1, which is coming up very soon on Tuesday, September 6th. We're going to have a full carnival with rides and a Ferris wheel and lots of other activities happening all throughout the day, and it's going to be so much fun. So we hope to see you there. And again, we'll share a link if you would like more information or to register in the chat for that now. And thank you again, everyone, for joining us this morning, and welcome to Algonquin College. We are so excited and happy to have you. And we'll see you very soon, everyone. So thank you so much and have a great rest of your day. Bye, folks.